sparking. We're getting a good picture of what's happening with this car. The front right side mirror still hanging on. But this car, I don't know, it's moving 82 miles an hour.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this. Normally with these pursuits, once that tire is blown, those pursuits will end shortly after that. But yeah, this right rim is hanging on, and what I don't want to happen is that it detaches and potentially flies into another car that's on the freeway, because that can be deadly if that were to happen. Right. You don't want that happening. But the car literally falling apart. We now see two CHP cruisers closing in on this vehicle. Yeah, but like we don't know what the strategy is here, because again, now this vehicle again approaching more traffic.
Yeah, what is this person thinking? What is the mindset of this driver? It looks like they're slowing down just a bit as they take to the shoulder of the freeway. It looks like they're still on the 91 westbound, passing Norwalk. The car starting to smoke a bit here, even as it passes all of these cars at about 45 miles an hour. Debris has been falling off of this vehicle throughout this entire pursuit, and we have been a little concerned that it might hit some of the bystanders, the cars that are surrounding this pursuit. But this driver really not giving up, even with so much of the car just falling apart.
And our producer, Lauren, is telling us that CHP, they've been tracking this vehicle for an hour now. If you're just joining us, this driver is a suspect in a residential burglary that happened in the Walnut area. But Irene, it's always so, oh, we see that cruiser getting closer.
Yeah.
It's always so interesting because now it's very obvious that this driver is wanted for something, and it is involved in a pursuit because the vehicle is falling off, because we see the CHP cruisers closing in. And sometimes when we get to this point in a pursuit, there are other drivers, truckers who may try to get involved to help stop the vehicle. So it'll be interesting to see if any truckers or if any other vehicles on the road, not that that's what CHP wants, but a lot of times we see that happening because for a long time earlier on in the pursuit, it wasn't so obvious that this driver was involved in a pursuit because CHP cruisers weren't out on the freeway. They just had that chopper up. So it'll be interesting to see if this driver gets stopped. You know, sometimes a trucker may kind of cut them off to help assist with CHP. It'll be interesting to see, you know, how this ends.
Yeah, how this all unfolds and ends. We've been seeing a lot of damage externally to this car, but now we are seeing smoke starting to come from inside the vehicle. The headlights there are flaring. Obviously, there's some damage happening to the internal system of this vehicle. The back bumper there, I'm surprised it hasn't fallen off at this point in time. It's still hanging on. The CHP cruiser still right behind this vehicle that's going 60 miles per hour. It looks like they're in the HOV lane, but the driver still not giving up. We are waiting to see how law enforcement plans to slow the track of this driver. We've been watching debris fall off for the past 15 minutes or so from this car. I think maybe 2 minutes ago I saw a little bit of the tires just fall off the back end of this vehicle, but it's been smoking. It looked like the inside of the vehicle was smoking. So there's a lot of damage sustained by this car. And I think CHP maybe is just trying to wait it out and see what happens if more debris coming off. The rims have been sparking.
At some point, the driver will lose full control of steering this vehicle. Because again, that rim has been just hanging on for the last 10 minutes or so. And maybe that's what CHP deputies are waiting for. Yeah,
there it goes.
That bumper is now gone. It's interesting this driver has enough sense to at least put on the hazard lights. That just happened a few moments ago. But we think maybe they will get stuck in this traffic here.
Yeah, they're moving about. Oh, we might have come to a stop here behind this truck. I'm not quite sure. We don't have a clear picture of what's happening.
It looks like, they're trying to do the pit maneuver and hopefully get that driver to spin out.
And we're losing images.
Lost behind the tree. So if Air 7 can maybe, there we go. And there, it looks like they're right there.
Oh, right on the side, the shoulder there. It's a little bit difficult to see with the trees and the wall covering our picture, but
still going 65 miles per hour.
Still moving, yeah. This driver has been going on the shoulder of the freeways for the past 45 minutes, and
it looked like they were choosing to exit, but it made a last-minute decision to stay on the freeway, maybe to try to throw the deputy off behind them. So they have remained on the freeway, again, on the 91.
Yeah, we're still getting a clear picture now of this car moving pretty fast here. And traffic around it seems very backed up. So I don't know.
Lauren, can you tell us again what direction on the 91 this driver is what lanes of the 91? The 91 West. Okay. Passing Clark Avenue.
Oh, it's just hit a traffic cone, maneuvering around this big rig, a couple of big rigs, still going 40 miles per hour, and it's
smoky.
Smoky, yeah. You can see, even from a distance, the front tire there just hanging on. It's just metal skidding against the freeway.
CHP looks like they're trying to attempt a pit maneuver again. They were closing in for a second there, just kind of waiting, it looks like, for the right opportunity, maybe waiting for a little break in traffic. Again, now it looks like they're putting a little more distance behind them. And this driver now entering probably an hour of this pursuit.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. Again, this started as a residential burglary in the Walnut area. The suspect involved in this being pursued by CHP officers. The CHP chopper has been following this car for quite some time now. It looks like the car is starting to smoke a bit more than what we've been seeing for the past 20 minutes or so. It's starting to spark underneath the vehicle. And we are watching this car lose control here.
Yeah.
And cut.
Oh. There it goes.
There it goes into the back of a big rig. CHP officers. He is on the move. Looks like a couple people have started to run across the freeway.
Oh, this is never a good idea. Never a good idea.
Very, very dangerous. They've jumped the wall, and they are moving into the opposite direction of traffic. Cars here are still moving in their direction. Not quite sure where they're planning on going, but they are running, and they are taking off on foot even after their vehicle slammed into the back of that big rig.
And on foot, they will not get very far. I mean, that was such a dangerous move to go across the freeway. But again, we knew that car was going to stop at some point soon after that right tire was blown off. It looks like CHP has stopped traffic. We are going to pick this pursuit back up in just a moment, but we're going to get a quick